The book of Proverbs begins by portraying wisdom as being like a wife who treats you really, really well when you listen to her, but who gives you the silent treatment when you don't listen to her. And when wisdom gives you the silent treatment, your life is going to spiral into a dark pit. But when wisdom treats you really well, your life is going to be great. See if you agree. Do you know what you should be doing right now? Best thing that you could be spending your time on? You might hear that and think, well, it's definitely not YouTube, and click out. Before you do that, before you click out of here and do something different, I think if you give just a few minutes to this video, it might help you not only with the rest of your day, but with the rest of your life, discerning the best path for you to take. What you need, of course, to do that is wisdom. What the Bible calls wisdom. Now, wisdom is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge is knowing what's true. Wisdom is knowing what to do. It's skill at living. It's knowing how to make decisions and to make wise choices and to make choices that will tend to have more success. That's wisdom. Now, I'm going to share with you something I just learned just this morning in my men's Bible study from Proverbs chapter 1 about wisdom that absolutely blew me away, and I think it'll help you. In the second half of Proverbs chapter 1, wisdom is personified as a woman, as if she were a woman calling out to you, inviting you to follow her and to listen to her. And she makes all kinds of promises. If you listen to me, then I'm going to make your life so much better. I'm going to protect you from all kinds of unnecessary suffering. Not from all suffering. Life is going to have suffering, but there's a lot of unnecessary suffering that only comes to fools. And when you make bad decisions, but when you make wise decisions, wisdom will protect you from those. So the end of the chapter, the very last verse, but whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease and without fear and without harm. You're not going to be as likely to end up in jail or in debt or divorced or, all these different things that are very often the consequence of bad decisions. Wisdom will protect you. So that's the promise wisdom makes. And then there's a threat. If you don't listen to wisdom, then all kinds of terrible things will happen to you. You might end up in jail or in debt or in divorce or a whole host of other bad problems that can come if you make foolish decisions. But here's what's interesting. In verse 23, it says, if you had responded to my rebuke, if you had responded to my rebuke. Now, think about that for a minute. What does it mean for wisdom to rebuke you? What it means is your heart wants one thing, and wisdom comes along and says, nope, wrong. That's not the wise course. You want to go straight? No, turn right here. So that's usually not how it is. Most of the time, wisdom looks just fine to you. You know what the wise course is, and it looks good. So you know, okay, I should turn right here, I should go straight here, then curve around here, and go left, and do this. All of this looks good. I know the wise course is to get out of bed. Yep, that looks good. And I should eat the food I need. Yep, and get the rest I need. Yep, it all looks beautiful. I'll do it. I'll follow the course of wisdom. Most of the day, that's what it is. But every once in a while, you get one of those things where your heart wants one thing, and wisdom saying, nope, that would be dumb. Do this other thing. Maybe you wake up and you feel really tired and you're like, I just want to call in sick and I want to do that every other day. And wisdom says, no, you're going to lose your job if you do that. That wouldn't be wise. And so wisdom is rebuking what's in your heart, what you really want. Wisdom's rebuking it, saying that's incorrect. Now, when that happens, you've got two choices. You can humble yourself and listen to wisdom and say, okay, I wanted that thing. I thought that was what would make me happy and be the course to the best life. But wisdom, I'm going to follow wisdom instead. That's listening to her rebuke. Or the other option is to harden your heart, get all proud and puffed up and say, no, I know what would make me happy. I know what's best for me. I'm going to do what I want. And that's not listening to her rebuke, and that's where you get in trouble. Now, here's the interesting thing. So wisdom says, if you had listened to my rebuke, I would have poured out my heart to you. Poured out my heart. What does it mean for wisdom to pour out her heart to you? What it means is your life would be flooded with wisdom. You would know what to do in so many different cases. So here's an example. You wake up in the morning, your heart doesn't want to do the right thing. Wisdom rebukes you and says, no, don't call in sick, go to work. So you say, okay, I'm going to humble myself. I'm going to listen to wisdom. I'm going to do the right thing. So you go to work. Now you're at work and there's this big problem at work and you know just what to do. You know just how to handle it. And then there's this other issue where there's a relationship, there's a fight and somebody says something and normally you'd get flummoxed, but this time you had just the right words and you knew just what to say and it worked out great. And then maybe there's a car crash. You get in a car crash and you know how to handle it. And, one time after another, you're handling this, you're handling that, you're making good decisions, you're skilled at living, you have this wisdom, you have tons of it, it's flooding your life. That's what it means for wisdom to pour out her heart to you. Lots of wisdom. Or as James 5 says, God gives generously. He gives generously to all who call out to him for wisdom. So lots of wisdom. That's what your life will be like if in those moments when there's a difference between what your heart wants and what wisdom says, you humble yourself and you listen to wisdom. That's when wisdom will pour out her heart. But if you don't, if in those moments when there's a difference in what you want and wisdom, and you don't listen to wisdom, you go your own way, then listen to what happens. But since you rejected me, this is wisdom talking, you rejected me when I called and gave no heed when I stretched out my hand. Since you ignored all my advice and would not accept my rebuke, I in turn will laugh at your disaster. I will mock when calamity overtakes you, when calamity overtakes you like a storm, when disaster sweeps over you like a whirlwind, when distress and trouble overwhelm you. Then you will call to me and I will not answer. You will look for me and you will not find me. You will eat the fruit of your ways and will be filled with the fruit of your schemes. What that's saying there is, in those moments, if you don't listen to wisdom's rebuke, then your life will go down, down, down. Finally, you get in desperate straits. You're in jail, or you're in this and that problem, and you think, okay. Now I want to listen to wisdom. Now I want to find the right path. I want to start getting on the right track and living wisely instead of foolishly. And so you'll search and search for wisdom. You won't be able to find it. It's like you'll keep making bad decisions and keep making bad decisions. You'll try to figure out the right thing. You won't be able to find it, and your life can turn into a train wreck. Now, don't get discouraged and think, oh man, there was a time in the past where I didn't listen to wisdom, and now my life is hopelessly enmeshed in folly, and I'll never get back. That's never the case this side of heaven. As long as you're still breathing, you can still move towards the right track. Now, you might still be locked into the consequences of past foolish decisions. You made a decision that landed you in jail. Well, you still got your jail sentence. Even if you start doing wise things now, you still got that consequence on your life. So that's true, but it doesn't mean you'll never be able to find wisdom again. From this point forward, you still have the option of listening in those moments when wisdom rebukes your heart, humbling yourself, saying, yes, I'll follow the right path. And as soon as you do that, you're going to find, but finding the right decision, the wise course, the skilled way of living is easier and easier and easier. And I'm able to know what to do in so many more cases. And then wisdom will protect your life and you will live in safety and without fear. So next time wisdom rebukes your heart, humble yourself, listen, follow the right way, and get ready for a whole lot of wisdom poured out into your heart from God. Thanks for watching. And if you would like to make sure you don't miss out on future content, just make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment if you have any questions or if you have ideas for content you'd like me to address, passages you'd like me to look into in Scripture. Then leave a comment. I will respond to every comment.